What's up, YouTube? It's Comic Zealot, and I know this is kind of weird way to film because I have my phone in portrait mode and I'm in my car, but I thought I had some time in between the two things I was doing today, and I thought I would just do a quick, very unofficial reaction to the end of the season 8 of The Walking Dead. There are spoilers in this if you haven't seen it yet, if you haven't seen the last couple episodes. So if you haven't, I wouldn't watch this yet. But if you have, feel free to keep going. The main part of this episode was the whole showdown between what's now the Hilltop, because Alexandria is gone. So they've kind of all congregated at the Hilltop now. So it's really the Hilltop versus the Saviors. And it starts out with hearing Carl's letter to his dad. And as you know, Carl wrote letters to like Judith and Michonne and Rick and Negan. And so they have it in Carl's voice, in Chandler Riggs's voice, and they show like a pretend flashback of Rick walking down the road with a very young Carl, and he was saying how he remembered all those times from before the walkers took over, and how it was amazing and beautiful and it could happen again and all that. That was sad. Then they show Michonne contacting Negan on the walkie-talkie and reading the letter from Carl to him. And I liked how they showed Negan's reaction, because it was very obvious that he was touched by it. We knew that a couple episodes ago where Rick contacted him and said that Carl was dead. But Negan quickly turned that off and said, like, well, the kid's dead and it's Rick's fault and I'm going to kill all of you. So I didn't really think Negan would surrender or anything like that. It didn't really surprise me. So that was that part of it. Negan drew out this whole big plan, and he was going to surround the Hilltop, and he had all these posts that people were going to be at, and they were going to snipe them one by one every time they tried to leave, basically blocking him in. So there's this plan. He was showing it to his top people, like Dwight and the people whose names I don't know. I mean, you know them because they're in his circle, but you never hear their names. That chick, blonde chick, I don't know. So what Dwight did was he gave the map to Gregory, who was, of course, in a very tough spot. He was basically being treated like a prisoner at the Hilltop this whole time. But he gives it to him, and he goes, give this to Maggie, like, show them the plan so that they can stop it. He didn't really know that Negan knew that he was doing that. So his plan that he had shown all of them was fake. But Dwight didn't know that. So Dwight thought he was saving them. So there's the whole thing with Eugene and the bullets. So we all know our friend Eugene, who has been like the biggest traitor ever. And I have grown to hate him so much for what he did and how disrespectful he was to Abraham and Glenn for going to Negan. So they show Eugene at his bullet making little factory, and Father Gabriel, as we know, is super sick and like almost blind, and so he's not very good at making the bullets. And so Eugene points out that they aren't done correctly. The most epic part of the whole episode was the showdown. So Rick and his little army, and I say little, I mean little, compared to the Saviors, little. They start marching toward, I guess, the compound where the Saviors are. But little does he know that the Saviors are all lined up on this mountain ridge, single file, in a straight line, and with enough guns and weapons to take all of them out. And of course they do the whole Savior whistle thing that Negan does. And we heard it back in episode, either the finale, I think the finale of season 6, and the beginning of season 7, like that whistle. I can't do it because I can't whistle. That creeps me out to the core even now when JDM does that whistle. So they know they're surrounded and they don't really know what to do. But they get prepared to fire back. And as soon as all of the Saviors fire their weapons, the guns basically explode on themselves. And so they all drop. And Negan had a gun as well. And so when he shot it, it completely effed up his hand. Like, it made his hand explode, basically. And that's when everyone knew that Eugene was always still on Rick's side. And you could have fooled me. Like, I was completely shocked in the most amazing way, because I really thought Eugene was very good at convincing everybody that he was really on Negan's side. He was Negan, and I really didn't think that he was that good of an actor. Not Josh McDermott. I just mean Eugene as a character. I didn't really think he would be that good at fooling them, and he was. And so that moment when when Rosita realizes that and she looks at him, she's like in complete disbelief. But she does punch him in the face, and it's my favorite part of the whole episode, because in the episode at one point, Daryl and Rosita did capture Eugene because they, again, thought he was, behind all of this. And so they capture him and they try to get him back to the hilltop. Eugene knew he had to finish his plan, and so he couldn't do that. He had to still pretend. So he made himself throw up on Rosita so that she would like jump back kind of in shock, and then he ran away. And so at the end of the episode, she punched him in the face and said, "That's for the puke." And I was like, that's awesome. I don't even like Rosita that much, but that was such a cool moment. I loved it. So while the saviors were all dropping and the hilltop people were trying to fight the ones that were left, it was a showdown between Negan and Rick. Rick had a gun and he was firing at him, but then he ran out of bullets, and Negan's gun exploded, so all he had was his bat. And so they start to try to fight, like hand-on-hand combat. Rick's trying to say it doesn't have to be like this, and then Negan's like, yeah, it does. Rick's like, and he's like, it's over, Rick. And then Rick's like, let me try to change your mind. And he, for a couple seconds, was trying to plead with him. And Negan must have just let his guard down for a split second. I don't really remember if it was just, I think it was Lucille, though. I think literally Rick Lucille'd Negan in the neck. Either way, it looked really nasty, whatever it was that he used. And Negan went down, and I was like, and he was like clutching his neck, and I was like, did you just kill Negan? Like, that's not okay. I know it's not really okay that as a Walking Dead fan, I love both Rick and Negan, though, because, like, they're kind of enemies. But I'm like, you don't kill my boy. Like, Negan is my favorite character of the whole show. He surpassed Rick. He surpassed Shane, although Shane, he was so wonderful. I'm like, no, that's not how it's going to end. He's just going to, like, hit him in the neck and he's dead. And, like, all the saviors are dead. I thought he was dead. And then Rick turns around and Maggie's screaming at him, like, no, you have to finish him. He has to die. He killed Glenn. And she was, like, getting really hysterical about it. And behind her were all the Hilltoppers, but then behind them were all the saviors with their hands up in surrender, basically telling Rick that they won. And they would have won if he hadn't have Lucille Negan. Like, they had decided as a collective that they were done. So they were, like, pissed that Rick didn't kill him because he was still alive. And Rick's like, he's still alive. We need him alive. And Maggie was pissed off. The episode ends with Negan in the hospital bed in the hilltop, and he's got a bandage on his neck. Rick's plan was essentially to keep Negan alive and force him to see that everyone can get along and give him no power anymore. I like that he didn't die, but it just seemed too easy. Like, really, that's all it took? Rick just was able to get him in a moment of weakness and hit him in the neck? I mean, it was very anticlimactic. Although the Eugene turning out to be a good guy, that was an incredible twist. I love that. So at the very end, this scene still chills me. It's been days, and I'm like, what the hell were they doing? Like, I am so mad. Maggie was in her, like, office in the hilltop with Jesus and Daryl. And I forgot the actual words that were said, but, like, Maggie was like, it was wrong that he didn't kill Negan, and we're going to make Rick see that. And then Jesus said something in agreement, but then Daryl's in the background like, yeah, we will. And I'm like, WTF, bro? Like, you're going against Rick. He is your brother. What are you doing? Like, I was so mad at him. I'm so mad at Daryl right now. And I don't know what that means. Rick's going to see it. Are they going to kill Negan when Rick's not looking? Are they going to kill Rick and Michonne? Because, like, they mentioned Michonne as well. I think because they were, like, the ones that were trying to make peace with him, and Maggie had no interest in that, and nor did Daryl or Jesus, I guess. But I'm like, are you going to kill Negan? Are you going to kill Rick? Like, I don't like either of those. That last little conversation was really intense, and I just don't know what to expect for season 9. But that's my general, very unofficial review. I am doing it all from memory. I watched it on Sunday, and it's Wednesday, so it's not the most coherent reaction I've ever done. But those are my general thoughts about the finale. Season 8 I liked a lot. Of course, it was really sad when they had Carl die. I really did like how he died, though, and how they honored him after his death, though. They did a really good job with that, although I'm still really sad that they killed Carl. I don't like that they had Morgan just, like, disappearing into the night. Like, he's like, I gotta be alone, so I'm assuming he's gonna be dead soon. I don't like that. But I liked the Carl stuff. I liked the Negan development. Like, I have no qualms about this season. I don't think that I think the show is just as good as it used to be. A lot of people don't agree with me, but I like it. I thoroughly enjoyed this season, and I can't wait for season 9. So if you saw it, let me know what you thought about it, and who your favorite character is, and what you thought about Eugene. If you honestly predicted that, or if you were as surprised as I was. So that's it for this video. Only announcements I have are that my new posting schedule is Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, or Sunday. So Tuesday, Thursday, and weekend. And there's going to be always one mental health video every week. I'll make sure of that. And Saturday, I am going to do my first shout out series, which is where I take 3 YouTubers that I really like, and I will tell you a little bit about each of them and show you some clips and hopefully get you to support them, because they are people that I really hold dear to my heart. Make sure that if you are on Facebook to like my Facebook page. I link it in the description bar and also at the end of my videos. So please go and like that page and share my posts. If you're not following me on other social media, I have Instagram and Twitter, and I will link those down below as well. That is it for this video. So until next time, peace.